Welcome to Find You Fridays, the intuitive reading shows with me, Lorene Hughes. This is, of course, an Imbed with Possibilities podcast. So, welcome. So, how are we going today, I wonder? Aren't these energies that are floating around just absolutely rocking? Rocking. I am so happy to be here with you today. So just while we're waiting for a few friends to come and play, let us get to and share out what we're doing tonight. Righty ho. Cool. Let's head back over to there. Happy days. Yay. Love it. Love it. Okay, dokie. Jump over here. Bump. Got to love it. Oh, stay on the pinch. Hello, Melinda, my lovely. How are you going, my sweet? So good to have you with me tonight. All right, just getting to and sharing this out because I was a little bit slower to get things out and about today. I was busy. Funnily enough, busy doing not a lot and then busy having a dance party in the evening. So if I'm looking quite ramped up and happy to be here today, that's why. You gotta love having a partner that you can actually just really enjoy being in life with, you know. And I just feel so blessed, so blessed. Oh dear. So just sharing out to a few groups. Okay. And if you could share to yours, that would be amazing. I love what you do with your group, Melinda. That is just so cool. You're very consistent, and I absolutely love that. All right. Righty-ho. Been a lovely day here in Adelaide. Have no idea. I spent most of it in bed. I had a big old rest day today, as my Fridays seem to be at the moment. Very happy to have a bit of a rest day, but I did see little snippets of it as I got up to get drinks of water and tea and coffee and things. And there was those moments where I went, I should probably do a load of washing, and then I went, actually no. Well, washing can wait till tomorrow. So that is the plan for tomorrow. Head back into all of those lovely things like washing. Today was a rest day though. So happy days. All right, I think I've shared out enough. Let me jump back over so I can make sure I'm in the Find You Fridays community page. So in case anybody pops up in there. Beautiful. Hi, Edwina. Now, your parcel is on its way as far as I know, with the Orgonite pyramid from Kate. She sent me a photo of it with your address on it, and it was all packaged up and ready to go. So that was on Wednesday morning, if I remember rightly. Yeah. Yay. Means that things will get dry nice and quick, which will be good, you know, and especially being up here in the hills, it can get not as warm as down the hill. So it's always fun. Always fun. So, of course, tonight we have the 4th supermoon in a row. Hence the reason why we've got wherever it is on the screen. I don't know. Oh, beautiful. Wow, that's so fast, isn't it? I love it. I'm so jealous because it totally goes with the colorings of me and my partner. So I'm like, oh, I wanted that one. But I'm glad it went to a beautiful home. So along with that, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Melinda. Along with that beautiful supermoon that is going on right now, we've got lots of stuff that it's bringing up. It's, the fact that it's coming into the Aries. It's got the whole, there's a lot of stuff going on with the good old supermoon. Of course, we've just had the spring equinox as well has popped through. So let me do a little bit of story time from the Practical Magic book. And so obviously this is for the southern hemisphere. So my northern hemisphere people, they've gone into the autumn equinox. But seeing as I'm here in Australia and most of you guys are here in Australia, let's do the spring one. So the spring or vernal equinox, known to pagans as Ostara, is one of the only 2 times in the year when the length of the day and night is equal. The sun sets directly above the equator on its journey north or south, creating equal light and dark in both hemispheres. Ostara is said by some to be named for Ostia or Ostara, the Anglo-Saxon goddess of spring, the dawn, and fertility, who, with her symbols of an egg and a hare, is said to have influenced Easter. But as with all of the pagan Sabbats, there is much debate about the origins. This equinox is about growth, passion, and the unfurling and release of the immense potential you have within you as the seeds you sowed of your goals at Imbolic begin to sprout and gain momentum. It's a time of balance and harmony, of union between the physical and the spiritual. It can be harnessed to anchor your dreams in reality and enhance your own inner harmony. In many ancient cultures, including the Roman one whose calendar we have ours based on, the spring equinox was the first day of the year, and the sense of new hope and optimism reflected in this time remains today. It's a celebration of new life, hope, passion, growth, and energy. So along with that, of course, we've got tonight our beautiful big supermoon, which is we can do. This full moon is around sort of like abundance and fruition and gratitude, which is beautiful. It's also, and I'm sure many of you have been feeling it, and I see, yes, Melinda, you've been feeling it. It's been a bit weird the last few days. It's also bringing up, because it's doing a lot of growth stuff, it's bringing up a lot of those old energies that are coming up to be cleared. And we've obviously been doing this for many, many days, many weeks, many months. It has been leading us more and more and more towards this beautiful growth time. And just with the super full moon plus the spring equinox all blending together like they are, it's meaning that those spaces and places where we are holding on to old shit are really, really coming up to be seen, looked at, released. I, for example, have had a moment of going, I feel like I'm at a bit of a crossroads, And so with that, what has happened is I have actually booked myself in for a QHHT session next Friday. And so just so that you guys know, and I'll remind you at the end, that I probably will not do a Find You Fridays next week. And that is specifically because it's a 5-hour session. And while we will be all done and dusted by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I get the sense I'm going to require some integration time, because a QHHT session, which is quantum healing hypnosis technique, also has healing in it and some pretty intense healing. And I'm going to require time to integrate that. So next Friday will be no Find You Fridays, just to let you know. But thank you, Mel. So let's make the most of tonight and and then we'll be having a bit of a break for 1 week or two. Well, I won't see you for a couple of weeks, and then I'll be back. Okay, so let us have a look at how we can best work with these energies. We've got a lot of releasing happening, but a lot of abundant energy with this too. So it's like both sides of this really rich, abundant space that we're all in right now. So we've both got to get, we're releasing a shitload of stuff, but we're also welcoming in so much abundance right now. And that is, just makes me feel so, so happy. Hi, Catherine. Thank you for joining us. So happy to have you here. So let us have a look and see how these energies are going to be working with us for this next week. And obviously for our meditation, we'll see how we go with that. I love doing those meditations at the end because it's like all your little readings all throughout create the space of knowing where to go for that last one. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, a QHHT session is based on the teachings of Dolores Cannon. And every single person who does QHHT is actually trained by Dolores Cannon, because the videos that they work from are Dolores's videos. They're not refreshed. They're not changed to be Julia or anybody else. They are literally Julia. So her body of work is just as potent today as what it was when they first did the work and when she was still alive. So how cool is that? So working with these energies from obviously tomorrow being the 30th of September through to the 6th of October. Who would have thunk it? How did we get to be so far into the year so quickly? I don't understand it. See how our team decides that how we should work with this. And I'm getting that we're going to have a card from another deck as well, which is cool. Is that all for this one? Nope. Okay, one more. So yeah, it's pretty intense, very intense. But yes, so I will be having a little rest. And fortunately, I actually have the week off work after that. So yay! Happy days. You guys are, apart from my partner, you guys are the first ones to know about that. Oh, and my bestie in Canada. She knows. I say bestie, but that puts too much pressure on one. My dearest friend. I have some funny points of views around best friends. Okay, cool. Okay. Cool. So this is a reading for this coming week for the collective. Take what resonates for you, file the rest away, or give it to the person next to you. Don't worry about it if it's not relevant to you. Okay. But first of all, we've got brilliant ideas. So you remember how I said about the clearing of the old stuff and all those old points of views and stuff? Well, that's part of the brilliant idea, but you may also be welcoming in a lot of other amazing ideas will be coming through to you. So I would highly recommend writing them down, even if you don't act on them right now. This is a time when a lot of inspiration is going to be coming through. It's going to be flowing through on the ethers for you. So please take time, write them down, and just, even if they sound absolutely batshit crazy, just write them down. Put them into your phone in the Google Notes or Keep Notes or whatever. Just get them down. The next card that we've got is Clairsentience. All right. So this is about noticing the recurring physical, emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So obviously with that, what's coming to mind is the beautiful works of Louise Hay and Ina Segal. And I've actually just picked up the book Soul Spec by Julia Cannon as well, to see what her take on all of this stuff is about too, because they have a slightly different view on some of the areas of the body that are talking to you. So I'm like, this is interesting. So if you're finding that specific parts of your body are still reoccurringly playing up or are speaking to you, maybe it's time to do some digging, and don't just brush it off as, oh, that's just my body. What if your body is actually trying to talk to you and tell you stuff and tell you when things are not right, and maybe give you indications of perhaps past life stuff that is coming up to be cleared. Perhaps it is karmic stuff that is coming up to be cleared, which is obviously also past life stuff. It could be a multitude of things. But if you don't listen and you just brush it off as, oh, it's just getting old, or, oh, yeah, I slept funny, or, oh, yeah, it's because I'm really stressed. If you just brush it off as those everyday things, you might miss some really crucial information. So be super aware over this next week of the messages and the guidance that your body and your emotions are giving you. Do you find that at certain times of the day your energy drops, or that you get really angry or really sad, or, and what is that trying to tell you? So go back a week or so ago, not this week just gone, but the one before, I was finding that at around about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, my energy would completely drop out. And I did this for 3 days straight. And I asked my body, what is it that you require? And she said, I require a holiday. And at that point, I almost burst into tears. I was in the middle of a cleaning shift, and I was like, well, I'm sorry. I can't do anything right about that right this very second, but we'll sort something out. And my body was okay with that, and so I used that technique of pulling the energy up from Mother Earth to come through my body to re-energize my body. And then I was able to get through the rest of the shift. So allow your body to speak to you. So a lot of people, if they were in that same position, they'd go, oh, I need more caffeine. Oh, I better go get me some Coke, or oh, I better go, have a drink of coffee or an energy drink or whatever. No, it was my body was telling me, you're tired and you require a rest from all this physicalness and the emotionalness and all the mental gymnastics that you've been doing for the last 6 months. It's time to have a rest. So, okay. And since we've booked in the holiday, boom, body is happy again. And what do you know? We get a 3-day holiday first. Well planned, body, well planned. The next week, we're going to be having a bit of focus on comfort. So I'm with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. So it is going to be, this week coming is going to require you to be a bit more gentle with yourself and possibly with the others around you. So given that we may be noticing our more heightened senses of emotions, like our emotional state, we might be finding that we might be getting a little bit activated in our anger or our frustrations. Also, if you're releasing a lot of stuff, be gentle with yourself. If you're a bit tender, please be gentle. Sleep, hydrate, eat good food, and be around people who lift you up, or just be around yourself if you can. It's time to just make yourself and your beautiful body a priority this week. Okay. This also rolls into really nicely into the next card, which is compassion. So compassion is soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Right. So be compassionate, be softening, be comfortable. Try not to feel guilty about not doing as much. We are so addicted in Western society to doing. We always have to be doing something. We have to be doing more with. But what if so-and-so or such and such sees that I'm not doing as much as I would normally do? It's like, oh my goodness, it's so full on. And yet we could so easily take life as more of an ebb and a flow. That's why so many Australians love going to Bali, because that's how they live. They live in the ebb and the flow. They allow themselves the space for comfort, for compassion, for gentleness, for slowness, for parties and for enjoying each other's company and, you know, community and all of that sort of stuff too. And that's something that, as often Australians and us in the Western society, we're missing that. And that's why we love going to places like Bali, because it's like we get to soak in that sense of community in a way that we don't get at home. It's like so many of us don't even know our neighbours. I know my neighbours because it's Mount Barker and everybody knows everybody up here. I know the ones on either side here, but I don't know the ones on the back yet, and I don't know the ones across the road yet, but that's okay. Hi, Brian. The second to last card that we've got for the weekly reading is all is well. Everything's in divine timing, my friend. We know it's all is going to be okay. So if you've got any stuff that's cropping up this week, the start of the week, it feels like it's way too big and way too much and blah, 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 blah. I don't know how I'm going to cope with this. Please know by the end of the week, it will have all worked out and all will be well. The card that has come up from the Practical Magic deck, interestingly, is the Protector, which has to do with physical strength. So what I'm feeling with this one is that it's actually going to be more about feeling like maybe you have to, like, it's going to be one way or the other. Like, you're going to feel really, really powered up and strong this week, or you might be feeling a little bit like this. So I don't really get a sense there's going to be any in between. It's going to be one way or the other. So if you're feeling quite low in energy, because hello, it's a full moon, it's a super moon at that, don't be surprised. That's okay. And if you're feeling really ramped up, because some people feel really ramped up with a full moon, that's okay too. Work with whatever it is that is best for you. Okay. So if you're feeling really ramped up, work with that. Use that to your best advantage, because like this beautiful goddess here, she's like, I think she's actually killed the snake, or she's tamed the snake or the eel. Nope, it's a snake. And you know, she's protected the deer from the snake. Okay. So it's like there's a lot of strength in that. But it's like also, if you're feeling like you're a bit, that's okay. So come back to this card. Come back to this card. Come back to the comfort and the compassion cards. That's important too. Okay, you got to work with what works best for you, not necessarily what's going to work best for Jane down the street. So with that, let's have a look at our yummy card. So funny. It's such a simple deck of cards, but I actually really missed them when we didn't have them for those few weeks while they were packed away and getting regenerated. They're really shuffling themselves today. Okay. So with all of the releasing of energies, of points of views, of belief systems, we've got forgiveness is coming up too. So when forgiveness comes up, this often means, not always, but often means a space of forgiving of yourself. We beat ourselves up so much for not being good enough, not being thin enough, not being curvy enough, not being loud enough or boisterous or confident enough, not being or being too confident, not being verbal enough, not being too verbal, or all the things. It's okay to just be you. Yes, you have to work in and around and with other people so that everybody is receiving the best possible outcomes. But please stop feeling bad about being you. It's important. Hi, Lynn. We are all unique beings, and we all have a really special place on this planet. And we are all shifting, changing, growing all the time. And that's really important to know, that your particular puzzle piece is precious. And the only person that you're hurting by judging you is you. And it's time to stop. It's time to stop doing that. Alrighty, so be kind to yourself this week. Please make sure that you're writing down your brilliant ideas as they come up, that everything is going to work out by the end of the week, and that things will just feel a whole heap lighter by the end of the week. So that's a bit of a relief, isn't it? And so we can take a bit of a breather towards the end of next week. So that will be absolutely freaking lovely. All right. So Melinda, my sweet, it is your session now. And I would love to know, what would you like me to do? What would you like me to look at? Today, oh my goodness, actually yesterday, I had my mind blown. Puka, I thought, wrongly assumed, was a New Zealand brand. It is not. It is a UK brand. And I was like, what the flippity heck is that? Like, it was just because on the top of the newest box of tea that I had bought, it said made in the UK. And I went, huh? What? No. And because puka is, the word puka, P-U-K-K-A, is very, very similar to a Māori word called puku, which means belly or stomach, and which is P-U-K-U. And I was like, okay. So mind totally blown. Puka is not a New Zealand brand. It is a UK brand. Well, there you go. The things you learn. Melinda, my lovely lady. Oh, geez, Louise, that's still so loud. Terribly sorry, guys. Let me just jump that across and bring the notification sounds down, because holy guacamole, that was loud. So I do apologize if you guys are, if that's popped through into your ear holes. It's a bit loud. Okay, Melinda, let us have a look. Okay, so your team is asking me to give you a reading about employment today. So let us have a look at that one. So what's everybody's plans for the long weekend? I am actually going to have a look at possibly taking my beautiful partner out for a coffee tasting session. So I know of at least one place down in Findon that does it. I don't know. And I think there is another one kind of on the way down there, down the hill, that also does those sorts of things. But if you can think of any other places that does coffee tastings, let me know. But that we're going to catch up with Alex's family on Saturday afternoon, have a barbecue and stuff. And Sunday, I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. And Monday, still not sure. So, but we have decided that Monday has absolutely nothing to do with organizing the house. So we'll probably get out and get into nature and, go for a nice walk and maybe a bit of a drive around and stuff like that. So that'll be good. Okay. So, Melinda. This is a really interesting reading, given that we're asking about your employment. So, first of all, you are being asked to connect in with the land as a custodian. And as I was looking at this card, I was hearing, you know what you require to do, but you're too afraid to do it. You're too afraid to step out of your box, and you're too afraid to really be seen. And the land is going to help you. The energies of the land, of the flora and the fauna, are really going to help you to gain the confidence that you require to be able to move forward with it. And in regards to your employment, there might also be a role for you within the area of the environment. So interesting. Yes. So I would be starting to look at possibly some office type roles that are based and have a focus on the environmental stuff. These cards are just so gorgeous. I'm going to show you this so you can really see. Aren't they just incredible? So connect with the land. That's your first port of call. Okay, so over the weekend, spend some time with the land, spend some time with the animals, spend some time connecting in with the flora and the fauna. That's the first thing. This next one is which flows on from the first one, is about the inner wisdom. Okay. So interesting, having a look at the image of this one, you see how it's a lovely big full moon. So your inner wisdom is going to be very, very loud tonight and tomorrow night, I get. So if you really truly wish to know the answers and to know what direction you are supposed to be taking in regards to your employment, now is the time. It's time for you to tap into your own inner wisdom. You can tap into the earth, you can tap into the beautiful moon energies, you can allow all those energies to work together to create the space of total inner and clarity and wisdom. Get your journal out, do, your moon manifestation, clearing, connection exercises. Get that, I think it's a red candle I saw today on one of the posts I read. light a red candle and really focus on your inner wisdom. Okay. It's a part of the reason why I'm wearing a red lippy today instead of what I normally wear. Your next card is the Lady of Avalon, which is around setting boundaries. So the boundaries that they're talking about here is not the ones we normally talk about with the familial stuff. This is the boundaries of you. This is the boundaries for you to stop playing small. You have to set a boundary for that. And this is the boundary of you going and backing yourself. It's like, yeah, that boundary of the lack of confidence, the depreciation, all of that sort of stuff. No more. Set a boundary for that. And it is time for you to have the full confidence in you and your innate wisdom and knowing, so that you can literally walk on water, swing your sword, even through the mists of unknowingness, and allow yourself to step forward with confidence and face the world. Okay, it's time to stop hiding. The next card that we've got is a real sweet one. It's lovely. Be kind and charming. Oh, isn't that lovely? But what I'm seeing in this card specifically again is the flora and the fauna. So along with being obviously confident and backing yourself and having your own back and all of that sort of stuff, there's still that beautiful element that is innately you of your kindness. And with your kindness, you are charming. And that is what is going to assist you in being able to get this job that is quite clearly coming into the works for you. It's possibly why the other ones that floated around didn't really sit too well. But yeah, just going with this one, it looks like it's an environmental type job. Or something to do with the environment. Okay, so keep looking around. I get the feeling it might just sort of plop into your lap within the next few days, maybe next, 7 days. Might be in the paper, it might be on Seek, it might be it might be even a word of mouth thing that somebody says, oh, my sister, cousin, whatever is looking for a office assistant or an administration assistant or a manager or something like that. Somebody's real good on the computer. You go, And here's the lovely one, which is release your pain. This is the Fox Gate. So something that I'm learning a lot at the moment is so much of our body aches, heart aches, and trauma responses is from either our young child days or from other lifetimes. And they can carry with them a lot of pain. It is time, and now that we're in a lovely big full moon, it's time to release that stuff as much as you can. So first of all, ask your body, what is it about? Ask your body, what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to teach me? What do I need? What do I require to hear? And then ask if you can release it. And then make the demand of your beautiful higher self to allow it to be finished with. Once you've heard the message and you've really integrated it, allow it to go. And obviously there's some beautiful work that you can do through using things like the QHHT stuff. You can do other bodywork sessions with other facilitators. Theta is another one that is really good for dealing with that sort of stuff too. But I also get the sense that for you, my love, you actually do know a lot of stuff that will help you, a lot of tools that will actually help you to do this. So it's time to bring them out. It's time to use them. It's time to journal them and integrate and allow yourself the freedom to not identify as that pain anymore. The pain of rejection and abandonment, I just heard that come through. So that might be something that you require to deal with. You may choose to ask the goddesses or, your other guiding deities to assist you with that too. You don't have to do it all by yourself. You can ask a trusted friend if they would like to do a swap with you, perhaps, or some other swapping of services. I get the sense that there is one more card for you. I've just got to find out where it's coming from. You're getting all the pretty cards today. Love it. Yeah, I get the sense that it is temporary though with your role, and that's a holding spot for you to keep your momentum and keep looking. Haha. Yep, you're stepping into something new. We've got Magdalene's portal, which is a gateway. Okay, so this is definitely a big, beautiful time for you to be stepping into something new, to be on the lookout for something new. Okay, so we'll just have a look at your yummy cards. And Catherine is the next cab off the rank. So Catherine, if you would please pop your question in the chat while I'm waiting, while I'm just finishing up with Melinda now, that would be awesome. Do you know what? They were a gift from someone. They don't have a box. I have no idea. All they say is love on the back of them. See? They just say love. So I don't know. Your yummy cards are, your yummy card for today is grace. Okay, so just everything that you're going through, everything that you're releasing, especially when it comes to releasing your pain, it's a reminder to do that with grace and ease. And just be kind and gentle. As I said in the initial reading, the weekly reading, be compassionate and be gentle with yourself. Remember that comfort card. Okay, so the grace of moving from one thing to another, that's really important for you to remember this week too. Okay, alrighty. That's why the yummy cards are so special, because it's like I don't even remember where they've come from, so I do apologize to the person who gave me them. But yeah, they may have even maybe come out of like a kit or something like that back many, many years ago. I couldn't honestly tell you. Anyway, Melinda, I hope that helps. No, that is not what I wish to do right now. Your team is always so amazing and brillianto. Okay, I can't see a message in there. Catherine. Aha, thank you. Ooh. I love this. You get to be a little bit anonymous because you're coming in through the Facebook community page. It's funny. It doesn't pull your name through, but that's okay. I know it's you. So, righty-ho. Let's see what your team wishes to do with that. And my absolute pleasure, as always. Okay. It was an interesting one. So what is everybody's plans for the weekend? Have you got a long weekend where you are? I know many of my viewers are from South Australia, so, and I can't remember if we've got holidays all around Australia, but there we go. Yay. Okay, the cards are now moving. Thank goodness for that. I can't blame them. I am on the big deck. So Catherine, you've got me shuffling the big animal tarots. And that always takes a little bit longer because it's quite the stretch for my little wee hands. Oh, Catherine. Okay, what's going on there? Catherine, I'm sensing a lot of sadness and possibly showing up as headaches in above your right eye round to roughly here. So for me, that basically means your sadness, your form and structure, and your healing bars are all going a bit bonkers right now. And making you feel quite unbalanced to one side. It's almost like you might have also a crick in your neck on the left-hand side. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. She literally flew across the room. Okay. So, hi, Karen. Thank you so much, Karen. So, Catherine, first of all, we've got the koala card. And this is thoroughly think things through before making a decision. Continuing to overanalyze isn't going to get you any closer to a resolution, but meditation and prayer will bring you the answers that you seek. So, along with that, what I'm sensing is that element of coming back to where are you sitting more heavily in right now? Are you sitting more heavily in your divine masculine, or are you sitting more in your divine feminine? I'm getting a sense that you're probably leaning a little bit more into your masculine side at the moment, which is your right hand side. And with that, there'll be a lot of tension through there. And because of the tension that's on the right hand side, it'll be pulling on your left hand side. So creating a lot of tight tension muscles and things like that too, possibly upsetting your sleep. And not making it very easy for you to drop down into that relaxed space. It's almost like being in a space of, I'm getting fight and flight a lot. And it's like, oof. And it's sitting here. It's just, it makes me feel like I just want to go to sleep for like 10 years. it's a lot going on, and it feels like a lot of head gymnastics going on right now. Like that card said, it's like you're trying to overanalyze, but what if I do this and what if I do that? Stop, breathe, drop down out of here, come down to your heart, come down to your feminine space, come down to your base chakra, drop down into Mother Earth and expand out. So using that beautiful expanding out technique that we do at the start of every meditation that we do that. And do that at the start of a meditation. And your meditations don't have to last for hours and hours and hours. They can be just 5, 10, 15 minutes long. There have been times in my life where I have literally driven like on my way home but not got home yet, and I've driven to a park or just stopped on the side of a quiet street underneath a tree, closed my eyes and done a meditation, a 5-10 minute meditation. I've done it when I was at a real crossroads with a relationship that I was in. It was a slightly longer relationship I was in, and I got the sense that things just weren't going to continue, but I didn't really want to hear the answers to that. So I ended up stopping by the side of the road at the beach in Semaphore, or more towards Outer Harbour, and just sitting in my car and basically allowing myself the space to just feel all the feelings as they were coming up, and bawled my eyes out, because then I realized exactly the truth of what I was aware of. And this can be the same for, like, whether it be a personal relationship, a friendship, a business, like work stuff, all sorts of things. When we don't allow ourselves to see the truth, it just gets really septic, and it hurts you more because it sits in your body in tension, and it's like it just and your body just starts to cry, and it cries out in pain, and it cries out in tiredness, and it cries out in like just intention, not intention, but by being tense. And then you do crazy wacka-dacka things like smacking your toes or banging into doorways or all that sort of stuff, because you're physically out of balance as well. The next card that we've got for you, my dear, is the raccoon card. So it's time to get clarity about your life purpose and make changes so that you're on the most divinely suited to you. Forgive what has been without judgment and fiercely embrace what is to come. So this beautiful time, these lovely full moon energies are now allowing you the space to really see with full clarity, if you choose it, what you're supposed to be doing right now and moving forward. So this is a card that is all about seeing the clarity, but it is going to require you to do the work. It's going to require you to drop into your heart space. It's going to require you to not be so much up in your head. The head is the conscious mind. Okay, and that's where the ego sits. And the ego, it has its place. If we go back to beautiful Freud, and he talks about the id, the superego, and the ego. And the id is the stuff like, I require nourishment, and I require food, and I require to be warm and loved, and all the yummy things in life. I require to be clean and make sure I can, excrete in a nice, lovely way. And that's the super id. That's the survival stuff. Then you've got, that's the id. And then you've got the super ego, which is more about, the metaphysical type stuff. It's about the connection with the greater community, the collective. It's about, the out there, the airy fairy, if you like, stuff. It's the stuff that keeps us connected in with Mother Earth and Father Sky and each other. And it's about the energy flows. And the ego sits in the middle of all of that, from the id going, but I need to eat. I have to eat now. And the super ego, the super ego going, oh yes, but what effect does that have on the environment? And it sits in the middle of that, making the choices between those two things, and sort of comes to a nice compromise in the middle. Sometimes, though, and this is where the ego gets a bit of a bad rep, is the fact that the ego, it sometimes gets a little bit too full of itself, because it's working on your past experiences in this lifetime, and sometimes previous lifetimes too, to be fair. And with that, it means that it is continuously trying to protect you. And this is where we have to come back to the heart space, because the ego doesn't sit in the heart, it sits up here in the head. It can only work from what it's already experienced. The heart knows, and your feminine energy knows what is best for you as part of the collective. And that's where you have to come back into your trusting space of your heart and your divine feminine and your divine masculine, although the divine masculine and the ego sometimes work as little best buddies. So you have to be aware of that too. The divine masculine tends to be where people are in incredible places of control. They're control freaks. They're very left-brained, and they don't necessarily think creatively very well. Okay, so be aware of that too. So if you're somebody who's like really super pedantic about where things are, how things are done, all that sort of stuff, start asking some questions about why. Why am I like that? It's not a bad thing to be organized at all. It's when we go too far with that. I know, because I'm a recovering control freak. And that was when I was in my hugely amount in my divine masculine, because it was a survival technique. I was protecting myself. To be aware of that. So forgive what has been without judgment and fearlessly embrace what is to come. There's some really cool stuff coming for you, Catherine. There's some really, really cool stuff. And it's going to take some courage from you, though, to welcome that in and to embrace it, because there's going to be changes that you're going to have to make. So yes, you're already aware of this. This is why you're asking this question right now. The next card that you've got, my love, is the Pelican. Your vision, creativity, dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors or expand the number of people helping you. So this one's a funny one, because when we're control freaks, asking other people to help us is like the last thing we could ever imagine doing. So there is something, though, that you are going to have to soften in. There is some creativity or endeavor or something that you're doing, you're working on at the moment, or it's sitting at the back of your mind, tugging away at you. It's asking to come forward now, and that you're going to have to soften, and you're going to have to ask for help, or at least bring other people on board to assist you to bringing this vision into full fruition. Try saying that 10 times fast. So this is where you're going to be learning how to work more with your divine feminine. And with your divine feminine, she loves to receive help. She loves to be loved. So this is going to teach you quite nicely how to rebalance between your masculine and your feminine energies. And you're also going to get some really cool co-creators along with that. The Prince of Spring, which is the dolphin. An opportunity arises that needs your attention right away. Moving quickly is important, yet there's nothing you can't handle if you follow your inner guidance. Oh, so this card is giving you a little bit of a heads up that whatever you choose, it's going to happen very, very fast. And that it tracks so well with all the energies that we've been working with lately over the last 3 or 4 months. Everything is going to move very fast. And you're going to have to just take a big deep breath and be a bit like the dolphin and just go, here we go. Because whether it is the ending of a relationship or the beginning of a new work venture or whatever it is for you, this is going to happen very, very fast. It'll all of a sudden just go bang, 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 bang. But in this moment, you still have freedom of choice to either roll with it or fight tooth and nail against it. And I'm getting a sense that you'll probably try to fight it. You'll come up with all the reasons and the justifications in the world why it shouldn't be done that way, or why you can't do it that way, or I'm not good enough to do it that way, or blah, 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 blah. Be aware of it when it comes up and stop yourself from having all that self-doubt. And just go, yep, got it. Thank you. Breathe and roll with it. Don't make your life hard anymore. The time for you. You've had to work through a lot of karmic stuff this lifetime, and it's been hard. It's been really hard. So I'm feeling it through here. And it's time to let it go. You don't have to beat yourself up anymore. You can be proud of you. You don't have to wait for anybody else to be proud of you. It's time for you to sit within you and really allow you to acknowledge you for the brilliance that you are. Did you know that the dolphins are actually one of the beings that came from another dimension or another planet? And they are literally here observing us. They are the ones that have so much intelligence, and they never ever lost it. They never forgot it. That's why they can do all that beautiful echolocation and all of that sort of stuff. They have big pods, family pods, and they all talk between each other. They use telepathy. They use all sorts of things. The question I have for you, Catherine, is, are you willing to be that brilliant? And if you're not, can you let it go? Because you can be. And you are. It's time for you to remember that. It's time for you to remember the brilliance that you be. The next card that I have for you is the Three of Spring with the sea turtle. Got a lot of water cards here, interestingly enough. So stop to take time to review and make long-term plans, capitalizing on your past successes. See, told ya. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all of your accomplishments, but you may also require patience for the next phase to play out. I love it when I read a card before I've read a card. This is awesome. Because your team is already telling me. It's so cool. So yes, acknowledgement. Take the time to acknowledge, and within that, you can even work it into your gratitude journal. You know, at the end of the night, when you're writing down your gratitudes and you're saying, I'm so grateful for blah, 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 because blah, blah, blah. That is also a time where you can acknowledge your brilliance. I am so grateful for my ability to work with difficult clients because it allows me the chance to show them a different possibility. I am so grateful for working with difficult clients because it allows me to enhance my abilities and practice my abilities of flexibility. So there's loads of ways that you can acknowledge yourself through gratitude. If you find it difficult to do that, do you know what? I just did a bloody good thing today. I did a really, really awesome job on that. If you find that a little bit too in your face, do it through your gratitude instead. Okay? The next card that I've got for you is the Tabby Cat. And we've got cheerful, reliable, intelligent, and mischievous. This is the Princess of Autumn. A wonderful opportunity related to your work or education, such as a promotion or scholarship, is coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something exciting or start a more rewarding and uplifting career. So interestingly, we've got this, it's sort of like you've got a bit of a mixture between general and relationships. So this one ties back into, which one was it? The Pelican. With your creativity and bringing other people in to help you with something. So that's also this one here. So being that she's the Princess of Autumn, that sort of tells me that you certainly haven't mastered this space yet, but you're well on the way. You're quite an expert at this particular area of expertise. This idea that you have, the space that you're moving into, is really fucking exciting for you. And you know what you're doing. And you know the spaces where you can bring other people in to help you, and the places where maybe you're not quite as au fait, but it's like, yeah, if I bring this type of person in, then I know that together we can do blah, 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 blah. With this, though, with this idea, this business something or other that is coming up, I'm going to challenge you to speak with the business as its own entity. So this is where I'm going to ask you to please drop out of being a control freak once again and allow yourself the awareness to know that you have a beautiful entity that is working alongside of you here. And it is showing you a really lovely way for you to contribute to the collective. And this entity wishes to speak with you, not have you dictate to it what it should be doing. Okay? So much the same as you would drop in to speak with Mother Earth, for example, or if you need a slightly more tangible thing of, going up to a tree and, you ask, obviously, firstly, if it's okay to touch the tree and commune with the tree, and the tree will let you know. But then talking with the tree. Talking with your business is a very similar moment. The difference is that you're not physically touching stuff. So this just requires you to be open, to find that quiet space where you can be present with it. If you know theta, hop up into the theta space and do that. If you don't know theta, if you just have when you go into meditation and you go to your safe place, your happy place. I prefer the happy place rather than safe, because it makes you feel like you're not safe unless you're there. So when you go into your happy place, you can ask for the entity of your business to step forward and have a conversation. And I get that there's other people in this audience tonight that also require to hear that. So thank you. Thank you for bringing that forward. So often we try to control everything to the nth degree. And that's why we get ourselves in trouble with stress and overwork, because we're so afraid of messing it up, and especially if someone else is involved. We allow our fears to dictate how we interact with the collective. But if you were truly being all of you, would you be afraid? I don't think so. If you were truly being all of you and all of the magicalness that you truly be, would it be a pleasure to bring other people into your team, to have them help you, to bring whatever it is to fruition? That'd be exciting. Be like a party. That to me is just ultimate. The next card that we have for you, the one that literally flew across the room, which I actually get she wishes to be a part of your spirit team to assist you in this next space. Okay. And we've got the Morrigan, which is power, courage, and strength. Okay. So she is one of the Celtic beings. And she's very, very potent. So I'm just going to have a look at her book, her page in the book, so I can give you a little bit more insight. And she's the goddess. So she is the goddess of death. Okay. And as frightening as this sounds, the Morrigan is one of our oldest Celtic goddesses and should really be seen as a keeper of death. She helps with the transformation. Okay, this is why she's really important, and she's come forward to be in your team right now. She is also seen as a healer and a triple goddess due to her many aspects of the maiden, mother, and crone. I met her in a journey once, and she was a gentle, caring being. Her message to me was this, as she drew what looked to be a medicine wheel in the sand with the moon cycles around it. There is war within peace, and peace within war. The two are interdependent, like all cycles, just like the yin and the yang. War is not to be feared, it is a natural part of life. The Morrigan comes into our lives when we really need some strength to make it happen. You know when enough is enough. The power you get from that kind of situation is exactly what you need to propel you forward in your life, to propel you forward in your power to get what you require. This is a time to stand your ground, dig your heels in, and be firm in what you desire. Go after what you desire and don't let anything stand in your way. The Morrigan shows us how to look at our shadow self, the aspects that we keep in the dark or are afraid to look at. She shows us that in the shadows lie our strengths, not our weaknesses. The Morrigan also shows us that what we perceive to be a negative situation may be exactly what is needed to create peace or a desired outcome. Just like some forests require fire to regenerate, so too is death and destruction required in our lives in some shape or form. Death doesn't have to be a physical death. It can be an ending of some sort, something that makes it final. If you face a situation you don't understand, say thank you for it. Why? Because it is in your life for a reason, a lesson, an ending. It is not until after the battle that we come to understand the gift that it brings. So there we go. That's the perfect card I'm sensing for you for right now. So if you choose, allow the Morrigan to come into your life and allow her to assist you with what you are moving through right now. She will be a very potent ally on this next part of your journey. Okay. Let's have a look at your yummy card. Oh, I love it when the cards do magical, wonderful things. So this card has come up for you, and it is journey. So yes, my sweet, you're going to be moving. You're going to be moving in a lot of different ways. You're going to be moving energetically. You're going to be moving emotionally, physically, mentally, all sorts of things. You're going to be moving. Your journey is very much right there, right now. Like this is not a time for you to rest. This is a time for you to be moving forward, and it's going to be possibly a bit bumpy, and it's possibly going to get a little bit funky dunk for a bit as you make some pretty big decisions and choices, and just don't be afraid to get it wrong. because you just might get it absolutely wonderfully, brilliantly right. Okay. So, yeah. Peppermint. Don't know if you use peppermint oil, but there is also another little trick. I don't know if you use a lot of medications or whatever, but for headaches. But what you can do is wherever it is tight and tense, you can put your wee finger on there, and you can put your finger on the other side, and you can press quite firmly for about 60 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds, and ask the bars to stop running. Okay, so we've got a few bars that sit in here. We've got 3 that sit there. We've got another 2 that are up in here. And these spots are generally the ones where people end up with a lot of headaches because of what they are. And another spot is behind the ears here. People quite often get tension headaches throughout behind the ears. So again, you can just sit with your fingers. Let me see if I can show you with my ears. So you can sit with your fingers a bit like that. And you can just lie down in bed like that and just put your fingers there and ask those bars to, run to completion, and they will. Okay. I find that actually really, really soothing. And it's partly because of the bars that are actually in there. So what I'm talking about there is part of the access consciousness modality of the bars, the access bars. Don't know if you know it. But yeah, peppermint oil always helps, as I'm sure you're aware, given that you know oils. But yeah, some of those pressure point type things, they're not really pressure points, they're the bars, but that can really help too. And when I learned, I used to be a packet a month of Nurofen, and that was a packet of 24 a month. And I learned how to run the bars, and I didn't take another Nurofen after that. So until I got hit with radiation last year, I had not had a single pain type medication in over 6 years, nearly 7 years. And certainly nothing for headaches, and I still haven't had anything for headaches yet. Hydration, energy work, all of that. Okay, Catherine, thank you. Thank you for that big, beautiful donation. I am so, so, so grateful for you. I hope that helps. You've got some pretty big stuff coming up for you, my love. And please reach out to different people that can help you and different practitioners, the people that sing to your heart and make you feel like, yeah, that actually feels like it might help. Take some time for you. Please meditate and connect in with Mother Earth and allow yourself to drop into your heart space. Keep breathing low and extended breathing. So low and slow would be really, really, really helpful right now. All right. Okay, my friends, let us do something we haven't done for a couple of weeks. Let us do the gratitude book readings. All right. So for those of you who have missed out for a little while, I would like you now to put the first number that pops into your head between 1 and 88. Beautiful. Hi, Tony. Yay, Karen's onto it. 44 for Karen. So yes, pop your number in the chat. First number that pops into your head. Alrighty. Reborn. This is for Karen. With each trouble and problem even before I knew you existed, was bringing me closer to you. My life has had much heartache, as has yours, and through our hurt we've learnt to be wary. However, when two souls connect, nothing can hold them back. The restrictions we put upon our hearts are wiped away with a single tear, to be replaced with undeniable trust, souls and bodies connecting to become a brand new life. So, Karen, this is an acknowledgement of your journey, okay, your past journey. And this is an acknowledgement that you've had a lot to deal with, and that it's okay to connect with others. It's okay to open your heart, and it's okay that you are allowing other people to come into your life now. And that it's also acknowledgement of the fact that, yeah, you have learned to be wary with good reason. And now it's time to start softening that too. Okay. So, like it said, when two souls connect, nothing can hold them back. And a big part of that is because when we are starting to connect on the other levels, like up into the etheric levels and the 5D levels and all of that sort of stuff, it feels different, and the barriers start to come down, which can feel a little bit unnerving. And this can happen with friends, and it could happen with a partner. But it's like, it's okay. If you're starting to feel that things are shifting and changing in your world, and you're feeling like there's somebody's come into your world and they're like a little bit different, and they're, you know, tapping on you in a different way in your heart space, trust that and make space for it. Okay. Tony, number 6 for Tony. Okay. How come we love, we almost always get hurt? How come there are wars? Too many people get killed. How come people get drunk? They only do stupid things. How come we argue? Feelings get hurt. How come the media focus on thin bodies? Most people aren't like that anyway. How come everything revolves around money? There's so much poverty in the world. How come there can't be peace? It would make life living easier. How come we can't love freely? No one would feel pressured. How come we can't live in a money-free world? It would be easier to learn. How come we can't share? Everyone would be happy. How come? So what I'm getting from you, Tony, is with this particular poem is that there is a lot of questioning going on in your world right now, and that's good. It's good to question, and it's good to question in a way that is being really vast and expansive, and not to just do the why, but why? Because why comes with a whole craft of judgment. Okay, so be aware of where you might be slipping into judgment as opposed to asking open, expansive questions. And you won't always get the awareness straight away, but you will get it. So keep questioning the authorities, keep questioning those that are trying to tell you what to do, especially when you don't necessarily resonate with that. Question people who think that they are an authority over you. And you can not have to necessarily question them to their face, but question them for yourself and with those that you trust. Okay. And the questions that you are asking are pretty profound questions. So perhaps even start writing them down. And there's a lot of inspirational stuff that comes out of a question. So the spaces that we're moving into and the dimensions that we're moving into again, there's a lot of philosophy around that, those like being in those dimensions. It is, and with the philosophy side of things, it's more of a scientific, philosophical / scientific way of looking at humanity and the world. And when I say scientific, I don't mean scientific as in a controlling sense that we've had over the last few years or longer. I mean from that questioning mind of, well, if, I wonder what would happen if, and well, why, what would it create if we did this and this? And having a look at the awareness of that rather than necessarily having to play it right through from end to finish, not from start to finish. Nurture that. Keep nurturing your questioning mind. It's doing beautiful things. Just don't do monkey minds and be up in your ego about it. Okay? Cool, bananas. I'm glad that's making sense to you. All right. Catherine. Whew. Okie dokie. So, of course, anybody else out there who wishes to have a very quick gratitude book poem reading, pop that number into the chat now, between 1 and 88. Yeah, beautiful. Tony, if you can find somebody who can run bars, I don't know if you're aware of that, it will help a lot with the monkey mind stuff. Okay, takes you into a lovely space of just being spacious in your brains. Just wipes it out for a while in a really good way. Okay, cool. Because I know there are truck tons of access consciousness bars for the practitioners here in New Zealand, so, and Australia. Yeah, it's good. It takes roughly an hour to an hour and a half. Most adult sessions go for an hour and a half, and it's just lightly touching the 32 points on the head, and it's so good. So good. It gets rid of the headaches, and hopefully, and some people it can make them sleep really well. It can also work on the rest of the body as well, because it helps to release a lot of tension. Not anymore. I grew up in New Zealand, so I was born there and grew up there. And I've been over in Australia since 2010, but I used to travel back quite often. And I still have quite a few people over there that I love and adore and stuff like that. So, yeah. All right. Catherine, 22. Together in harmony. As you leave me tonight, I feel this strange feeling, one that I haven't felt in a long time. It's a feeling of peace, but also one of loss. Peace to know that you'll return, and loss that you aren't with me now. I want you to know that even if I can't say it at the moment, that I care for you, and that when we are apart, I'll be thinking of you. Catherine, this is about your divine feminine. This isn't about a lover, although your divine feminine can be a lover. And this is about saying that she's like feeling like you detach from her. You might attach for a little while, but then you push her out. It's time to bring her back in. It's time to bring that side of you back in and let her settle in yourself and integrate properly. Okay. All right, my loves. Good night, Karen. Thank you for popping in and saying hi and being with us for a little bit tonight. I'm so grateful for you. Okay. Let us see. I think we might be up to meditation time. So let me just pop this on quiet, make sure I haven't had any other donations tonight. Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, Catherine, for your donations tonight. I'm incredibly, incredibly grateful for both of them. And I look forward to seeing what pops for where those donations will go. Just so grateful. So grateful. And I'm glad that we're able to continue to contribute towards the greater community by doing this work together. So with that being said, my loves, let's do a quick bit of, well, I'm not going to say quick, a expanding out exercise. So before, even if you only do this part and then you disappear, that's okay. Just to remind you of the expanding out exercise so that we can move through this weekend and through the next 2 weeks with a lot more ease and calm. Okay. So sit back, relax, take a big deep breath in. Close your eyes if you can, as long as you're not driving. I don't imagine any of you are driving while you're listening to me or watching me, so that's good. But all right, big deep breath in. All the way down to the bottom of your belly and out. And another big deep breath in, going even deeper into your belly, all the way down to your pelvis. And breathing out. And this time as you breathe in, I'd like you to bring Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down. Bringing Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. And Father Sky and gratitude for everyone and everything all the way down. And now we're going to expand out our awareness in a big, beautiful bubble up into the sky and down into the earth, expanding out to be larger than the building that you're in, expanding out your awareness to the size of the country that you're in, expanding out your awareness to the size of the planet, now to the size of the solar system, expanding out your awareness to the size of the galaxies and the universes and beyond the universes. And now grabbing your sense of allowance, remembering that our sense of allowance is the ability to perceive, know, be, and receive everything from no point of view. So instead of being that little pebble at the bottom of a raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions that we are absolutely so aware of, we're being battered around from pillar to post and over all those craggy rocks, we become, when we expand out our allowance, we become like the big fluffy cloud, just watching that raging river doing its thing without being affected at that. Just seeing it for what it is. It's just energy. So remember that sometime, next time somebody gets a bit cranky or grumpy with you, they're just feeling the energy. Or when you're cranky and grumpy with yourself, you're just feeling your own energy. It's okay. Expanding out your allowance, greater than the building that you're in. up into the sky and down into the earth, expanding out your allowance, greater than the planet that you're in. Ooh, we jumped. Greater than the country, greater than the planet, greater than the solar system, greater than the galaxies. Expanding out your allowance to be greater than the universes, and now greater than your awareness. And if you wish to do this the super, super quick way, if you're heading into a meeting or you're about to make a phone call, you just say, I expand out beyond wherever I've been before. And if you don't quite get the same amount of and relax, you go, and then I expand out my allowance beyond that. And everything will relax. So this beautiful full moon, let us just take some time to now tap into this incredible full moon energy. This amazing super moon shining down brightly over all of us right now. And now imagine that you can perceive the energies of abundance floating down in the rays of the moon, coming down through the crown, all the way down through your body, through to your fingertips, through your belly and your heart, through your pelvis, through all of your chakra centers, all the way down to your toes. Beautiful, abundant energy that is coming and flowing down with total ease over you. Allow it to move through every cell and molecule of your body. Until you begin to glow with the energy of abundance. Glowing like this big, beautiful supermoon. Filling you up from your toes, through your ankles, through your legs, through your pelvis, all the way up through your torso, through your heart, down your arms to your fingertips, down and up, all the way up through your back. So you are literally glowing with abundant energy from beautiful, beautiful moon through your neck and your throat, all the way up through your jaw, your gums, your teeth, your lips, your tongue, your nose, your eyes, your forehead, your brain, all the way out through the crown, spilling out in huge, huge amounts, like a big, huge fountain, spilling out all around you, this energy of abundance. So that wherever you go today and tomorrow and over this next week, in the next couple of weeks, everywhere you walk, you'll leave footprints of abundance in your wake. And now I'd like you to imagine another thread of energy, another light beam coming down off of the moon. And this is the light beam that has fruition. The fruition of success. Success in your endeavors, whether it's success in releasing or success in creating. Allow that beautiful energy to wind its way through every cell and molecule from the crown all the way down through to the fingertips, energizing every single cell and molecule so that you can be successful and have all of your projects come through to fruition over this next few weeks, coming down through your belly, through your heart, your pelvis and your legs, all the way to your tippy toes. And we've got one more line of energy that's going to come out of the moon. And it's the energy of gratitude. And of course, we're quite familiar with this energy thanks to Father Sky. But now we're going to get the different version of this energy thanks to the moon. This beautiful big supermoon, weaving its magic through gratitude, through all of your auric fields, shining down beautifully over all of your auric fields and down through your chakra centers, weaving the element and the energy of gratitude through your brain, through your subconscious and conscious mind, through your mouth, so every word you speak from here on out will be more so in the space of gratitude and unconditional love. Through your throat, so you can speak the words of unconditional love and gratitude. Coming down through your shoulders and your arms, so they feel the space of gratitude and unconditional love through every cell and molecule, and can be perceived by others as well when you reach out to touch them, or hold them, or hug them. Coming down through your heart space. Taking a big deep breath, there's this beautiful energy of gratitude from the moon. This beautiful big super moon is moving through your heart space. And down through your belly and your pelvis, your beautiful, creative, potent, powerful space of creation. Moving down through your legs, all the way down through your ankles, your feet, all the way to the very tips of your toes. Beautiful. Take a big deep breath in now. And as you breathe out, I'd like you to imagine any self-doubt that has been holding you back from embracing all of your capacities, or as many as you're able to right now, able to work with and master. Any of that self-doubt that is holding you back, just let it all go out with your outwards breath and go up to this moon to be cleansed and cleared and never to return to you again. Take a big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, let that self-doubt float out of your mouth. Breathing in all that unconditional love and gratitude, abundance, and successful energies. And breathing out self-doubt and judgment and everybody else's points of views that are holding you back. Breathing in one more time, that unconditional love and gratitude, abundance, and now breathing out all any last little bits of self-doubt and judgment. Beautiful. And now take one more big deep breath in, bring Mother Earth energy all the way up. Just perceive how different it is now that we've got that moon, that beautiful moon energy working through your body at the moment too. And as you breathe out, bring Father Sky energy all the way down. And once again, perceive how different it is at the moment. It's so cool. All right. From this space, you're welcome to open your eyes. I invite you to carry this space with you. Now is the perfect time. If you'd like to go and do a full moon ritual, please go do it now. I'm going to read a little gratitude spell for you for this beautiful full moon. I thank you, moon, for all you do to guide and comfort me. I thank you, friends, for all you give, your love, support, and glee. And so I stand beneath your light with heart so full of love, to know my life is blessed, you see. Without you, I have none. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to the moon for its beautiful blessings tonight. Thank you to Mother Earth for all of the guidance and the love and the energy and time and effort that she spends with us every single moment of our day, whether we acknowledge her or not. And again, thank you to Father Sky for continuing to bring balance and love and light, literally, to this beautiful planet of ours and to our lives. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And blessed be. And so it is done. So just a gentle reminder again, I am doing a QHHT session, receiving a QHHT session next week. So I will not be doing a Find You Fridays. I will be in integration mode. So I will see you back on October the 13th. Oh, Friday the 13th. Ooh. There we go. That's a pretty auspicious one, isn't it? So yes, I'll be back on Friday the 13th. Enjoy the next couple of weeks, my beautiful, precious friends. And until then, get out there, do something tasty for yourselves. Be kind, be gentle, sit in that softness and the compassion, please, for the next couple of weeks while we all move through these very intense energies going on. And be bold, be brave, be you, and I adore you and thank you so much for being here. I really truly look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks' time when I'll get to perhaps give you a little bit of a insight into what a QHHT session is for me, and look forward to giving you some feedback on that and perhaps some of my journey. Until then, I adore you all. Be kind to each other. Bye-bye.